You want to see your team kicking on, but to see them win and not be at their best was great.
I mean, Kenzie, that's the story of the season so far, isn't it? I mean, Arsenal are winning games without playing brilliantly. Yeah. Great sign, really good sign, because when we do start playing brilliantly, hopefully these 2-0 wins will turn into 4s and 5s. Yeah. But another clean sheet, great bonus. Let's just doff our cap a little bit to Bernd Leno. Yeah. I mean, comes in, all eyes on him, pressure. You can see he's nervous. Yeah. What a save! That was a brilliant save from the free kick, header right into the bottom corner. I think that was a big turning point.
Absolutely. Well, you've led us on very, very nicely, Adrian, to our next talking point, which of course has to be Leno. We've got lots of you sending in your comments. The Short Fuse has said, welcome to the Prem, Leno. What a great job he did. He really, really made a difference. We've got another one here. Oh, I think that's pretty fair to say. The Wall.
A juggernaut,
I think that's a good representation of what he was like for us today. Another one here from Peter. If that save is a taste of things to come from Leno, Czech might find it hard to get his position back on return from injury. And a final tweet here. Hello to you, Leith. He said 2 excellent moments in the space of a couple of minutes indicate why Leno was identified by Sven as a long-term Arsenal keeper. Now, he's really seized that opportunity, hasn't he?
Well, yeah, it's early days. It's early days. Let's put it into context. It's 45 minutes, but that is a great 45 minutes from Bernd Leno. He was nervous, but he pulled off a game-changing save there. 0-0, Watford scored there. Troy Deeney thinks it's in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right in the bottom corner. It's an absolutely brilliant save. I called it a world-class save in commentary. It was. But the second save was a good one as well, where he stuck his left leg out. He held the pose. So, I mean, you can't ask for more than that. He had some really testing moments in the air as well. Came out and punched. So, Bernd Leno, first 45 minutes in the Premier League, job done, well played.
And Aaron, I mean, kudos to him, because it can't be easy to have to jump off, you know, unexpectedly like that. And, you know, he really pulled it out of the bag today. Yeah,
it's not easy for a keeper #1 to come off the bench. When you don't first start the match, he's in a new league, a completely new league, and we've seen a lot of keepers that come into the Prem, especially on crosses. It can be tough for them. The physicality of the league was a little iffy on some early ones, but he stayed strong. He made that huge save early, and that's all you can ask. He kept his clean sheet.
And he was really well protected, I thought, today. It wasn't perfect defensively, but Rob Holding. I mean, what about that tackle? I mean, that was a fantastic tackle, wasn't it?
And you could see it in the replay. You could see him wait right before he's going to strike it and make the challenge. And I couldn't have asked for more from him today. He looks like the perfect long-term partner for someone. Whether or not it's
we talked, didn't we? Ahead of kick-off, said it might be the audition. Who's going to be the partner for Socrates? If we're considering Socrates being the #1 centre-back at the moment with no Lauren Koscielny. Well, if it's an audition today between the 2 guys on the show, it's Rob Holding. It's Rob Holding that wins the day, and maybe next weekend, Kenzie, Rob Holding will get the nod ahead of Mustafi potentially. We have to wait and see, of course, but he's put himself in the frame, as has Alex Iwobi.
Well, you've led me on very, very nicely. We've got lots of social comments coming in about Holding. We have one here from It Arsenal. Rob Holding, brilliant defending for the 5th time today. He really was brilliant, you know, denying success of that chance at goal. Another one here from Mateus. He said, great block by Rob Holding to deny success that time. Oh, he's way ahead of me. Holding's having a very good game. You know, fair play to him. He was really impressive.
You could see the composure. You could see that he kind of, you can see the belief in him. He knows that he's good enough to be in this position, and he showed it today, which was great to see.
So similar about what we were talking about with Leno and Czech there, is that now, has he kind of earned the right to be in that starting 11 now?
Well, yes. Personally, if, Holding on current form, Holding would partner Socrates, in my opinion. And as for the goalkeeping situation, obviously Leno's going to get a run now, isn't he? He's going Czech. Unfortunately, we don't know the extent of the injury. If it's a tear, he's out for a long time, you know.
3 months.
It could be 10 to 12 weeks. If it's a strain, it could be 3 or 4 weeks. But no matter what happens, Leno's got his chance now, and he's taken the first part of that chance with both hands, literally. So fantastic display from the pair of them. All eyes were on them, lots of pressure, but they delivered.
Well, we spoke about Leno earlier, and here he is summing up his thoughts on today's game.
Yeah, it was a difficult start. I think when you don't think that you play, and then in the halftime, Peter is he's injured. I hope he will get soon. And yes, I think it was a good game for me. Difficult start, but I think I did some good saves and a clean sheet. And yeah, I'm happy about my first game in the Premier League.
You had half-time to think about it, I guess. What was going through your mind during half-time?
Yes, of course, you think too much. But I have to warm up, to concentrate, to concentrate on the game. And so I was... my start was good in the game, so it was good for my feeling, for my self-confidence, and then I did a solid game.
Yeah, you mentioned there's a big save, wasn't there, about 5 minutes into the second half. But also you've played here before in the other competitions. Did that help you as well?
Yes, of course. I think for me everything is new, the club, the country, I think the football a little bit. And so the 2 games in the Carabao Cup and in the Europa League were very good for me to improve, to get the confidence, because goalkeeper is a special position. You need the feeling with your defense, with your players. So so it takes some games. So it was the 2 games were very important for me.
And finally, how are you feeling now as part of the Arsenal setup? You've been here a while now, and now you might get some minutes as well.
Sorry again?
So how are you feeling as part of the Arsenal team? You've been here for a few months now, but now you might get some game time. Yes,
I think, of course, I didn't play so many games, but my feeling was very good. I feel the team is very nice. The club is like a family, and yeah, I love this. And yeah, let's keep going on.
Bernd, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Just before you go, could you...
Well, a very happy Leno there, and rightly so. But now let's talk about the first half versus the second half. Now, I know we discuss this very, very often, but it has to be brought up. Arsenal haven't led in the first half under Unai. So we have a tweet here in the league. Arsenal haven't led at half-time in a league game under Unai Emery, 7 games. We've got another tweet here. This one is from Jan. He says, you know, I kind of get Emery and his first half, second half thing. First half is what he wants to play, but it takes time and training. If we're not winning at half time, then it changes to a kind of stopgap, short-term solution to get the points. It's reasonable if it improves. Adrian, let's come to you on that. Do you agree?
Well, I think that his in-game management has been outstanding. So he's made the subs at the right times with the right players, and often it's improved things. At the start of matches, I'd say maybe Unai Emery hasn't nailed his best 11 yet, and I think he'll get there with it, but he's just learning to understand the players. So, but you can't quibble with what he's producing off the bench. So that's a real positive. I think there was someone that emailed during the commentary that said teams will press us because we play out from the back, and because they're pressing us, they're causing us issues in the first half, and it's taken us a while to get into the game to start handle that. I think that's a factor to consider. But no, all in all, I mean, you don't win the game in the first half. You win the game in 90 minutes, don't you? And ultimately, Arsenal have seven on the spin. It's not an issue. But statistically, if you score the first goal, you know this, Aaron, if you score the first goal, you've got a much higher percentage of winning the game. Right. So Arsenal do need to improve in that area, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's a tough situation all around because he's coming into a new team. He's got a bunch of marquee attackers who he has to figure out how to fit into one team, and we've seen it's some square pegs in round holes. So you can kind of see him shifting it around a little bit. We saw Iwobi coming in the second half to great effect. Daniel Welbeck's got a shot. I think probably the biggest one who has or 2 players who have a worry right now are Aaron Ramsey for sure, and Aubameyang a little bit. Lacazette has locked that striker's position down. I think that's his. But Danny Welbeck has a shout to come in. Alex Iwobi has a shout to come in. And there are also a lot of new pieces to this team that I don't know if Lucas Torreira is necessarily quite used to playing out of the back the way that Arsenal does, especially with the pace of the Premier League. So there's some pieces that are settling in that he's slowly starting to figure out, but we haven't lost. So that's the important part.
And of course, Aaron, you're an Arsenal fan. Your first time here at the Emirates. How was today for you?
I'm just happy I'm not a jinx. If I come here and we had lost, I feel happy being able to come back, allowed back into the stadium. It's just, I couldn't ask for anything more.
What was the noise like? Was you impressed with the noise in the second half? When
the second half, absolutely. We were talking about that. The first half, it was a little bit subdued, but the second half they came out, it seemed like at halftime there was maybe some talk amongst the supporters that we need to get behind the team and make some noise, and it was a lot better. Yeah,
it was. And a word to the supporters for the support they gave Aaron Ramsey. It wasn't his best game today, but he got a really, really good ovation. Very appreciative. I was
very happy about that.
Very appreciative crowd here at Emirates Stadium today. And they roared the team on, I think, in that second half. They made a difference.
Well, I could certainly hear Aaron singing in my ear, so I can certainly vouch for that. But now let's take a look elsewhere in the Premier Leagues at the scores. Of course, we know the early kick-off, the result was 3-1. West Ham took the win. Arsenal, of course, taking all 3 points today. Everton win 3-0 over Fulham. Huddersfield 0, Tottenham 2, Manchester 2, Brighton 0. In Newcastle, they suffered a 2-0 defeat over Leicester. And Southampton have suffered a 2-0 defeat away to Wolves. So here is the current Premier League standings. Arsenal have moved down to 5th place, and Watford have moved down to 6th. So we've done a little shuffle around there. Today's game's made all the difference.
Right, it's starting to even itself out. It's this kind of top 6 that you'd expect to see. Watford are obviously the intruders at the moment with Manchester United pleasingly underperforming. So, we're where we want to be. Well, we want to be top of the league, but we're there or thereabouts. And we're in that winning habit. And that is huge, isn't it, I think? For Unai Emery, as much as it is for the rest of us, he wanted to get off to a good start. I think after a disappointing first couple of games, you can safely say it's been a good start now. So I expect to see more confident, more fluid performances in the weeks to come. And I think we might see the team become more balanced as well. At the moment, it hasn't been balanced with Ramsey and Ozil sort of playing in similar roles. That might change in the weeks to come.
Well, Adrian, Aaron, we can't let you both go without getting your summary in just one word on today's game. So, Adrian, we'll come to you first.
Hard-earned.
Relief.
Relief, absolutely. Well, you've both been completely brilliant. Thank you so much. Fantastic to have you come across over the pond. And as always, it's lovely to have you with us, Adrian, as well. Now, don't forget, we'll be back here in the Arsenal Nation Live studio on Thursday. You can join us from 5:30 UK time. You don't want to miss it. But for everybody that's tuned in today, a huge thank you. 3 more points to us. It was a fantastic day here at the Emirates Stadium. Make sure you rejoin us on Thursday. Bye-bye for now.